Welcome, wanderers and seekers of wisdom. You've just discovered lost knowledge unlocked. Picture a hidden library filled with dusty tomes and ancient scrolls. Each page whispers stories long forgotten, waiting to be rediscovered. Here we journey through time, unveiling the mysteries of the past to illuminate our present. From the secrets of lost civilizations to the wonders of forgotten inventions, we unlock knowledge that has been hidden for centuries. Join us as we dive into the unknown, where curiosity leads the way and every discovery sparks a new adventure. Lost knowledge unlocked, where every story opens a door to a world of wonder. Subscribe now and let the journey begin. What do you do when life feels like a battlefield? Not a literal one, but the kind with decisions, distractions, doubt, the kind we all wake up in every day. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, lost in the noise. But what if I told you there's a way to find peace, even in the middle of the chaos? Over 2,000 years ago, a warrior named Arjuna stood frozen on an actual battlefield, crippled by confusion. He was about to face his own family in a war he didn't want. Can you imagine that weight on your shoulders? And in that moment of crisis, what he received wasn't a battle cry, but a conversation that became one of the most profound spiritual texts in human history, the Bhagavad Gita. This isn't just an ancient story, it's a blueprint for navigating the challenges we all face. This is the wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. This is lost knowledge unlocked. Picture this. Arjuna, a skilled warrior, stands on the brink of war. He's equipped, he's prepared, but he's paralyzed. Why? Because across the battlefield stand his own kin, his teachers, his loved ones. Talk about an inner conflict. In that moment he drops his bow, overwhelmed by the weight of the decision before him. To fight or not to fight? That is the question that echoes through the ages. Now, you might not be facing a literal battlefield, but haven't we all had our own Arjuna moments? Those times when we're faced with a tough choice, a career change, a relationship dilemma, a crisis of faith. That feeling of being stuck, unsure, afraid, that's the human experience. And it's in Arjuna's vulnerability that we find our own reflection. This is where Krishna enters the picture. Not just as a charioteer, but as a guide. Think of him as a friend, a mentor, a wise voice whispering ancient truths in the midst of modern struggles. Because in his story we begin to unlock our own. In a world obsessed with outer appearances, Krishna's first lesson might seem radical even today. He says, "You are not this body, you are not your thoughts, you are the eternal observer, the Atman." Let that sink in for a moment. We live in a society that constantly judges, compares and defines us by external factors, our job titles, our relationship status, our follower count. It's easy to get caught up in the illusion that these things are who we are. But Krishna reminds us that our true self is something much deeper, something that transcends the physical and the mental. Think about it. Your body changes, your thoughts come and go, but your awareness, that silent observer within, remains constant. That awareness is the Atman, the soul, the eternal essence of who you truly are. And when you connect with that truth, something powerful happens. You start to detach from the labels that bind you. You realize that your worth isn't determined by your accomplishments or your appearance, but by the very fact of your existence. And in that realization, you unlock a level of inner peace and freedom that no external circumstance can ever take away. The Bhagavad Gita is not a call to inaction. It's not about renouncing the world and meditating on a mountaintop. It's about engaging with life fully, but with a sense of detachment from the outcome. Krishna teaches Arjuna, you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not entitled to the fruits of action. This is a radical concept, especially in our modern world obsessed with hustle culture and achieving goals. We're conditioned to believe that our worth is tied to our productivity, to checking things off our to-do lists. But Krishna reminds us that true fulfillment comes not from achieving the goal itself, but from the process of working towards it with purpose and presence. Think about it. How often do you get so caught up in chasing an outcome that you forget to enjoy the journey? This constant striving creates anxiety, stress, and a sense of never being enough. But when you act from a place of detachment, you free yourself from this cycle. You focus on doing your best in each moment without being attached to the results. And in that, you find joy in the process itself. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks about the concept of Dharma. This isn't just about religion or duty, but about your unique calling, your purpose, the path that's meant for you and you alone. He tells Arjuna, it is better to perform one's own duties imperfectly than to master the duties of another. By following your own path, you will never come to harm. This message is so powerful, especially in today's world where we're constantly bombarded with messages about who we should be and what we should be doing. It's easy to look at others' successes and feel like we're falling behind, like we should be on a different path. But the Gita reminds us that comparison is the thief of joy. Each of us is born with a unique set of talents, passions, and experiences. Your Dharma is about aligning with those inherent qualities, about living a life that feels authentic and true to who you are. It's not about forcing yourself into a mold or chasing someone else's definition of success. And when you do that, you unlock a level of fulfillment and purpose that no external achievement can ever match. The Bhagavad Gita doesn't shy away from the reality of human struggle. In fact, it acknowledges that our greatest battle is often within our own minds. Krishna tells Arjuna, for him who has conquered the mind is the best of friends, but for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Think about it. How often have you been your own worst critic, replaying past mistakes, worrying about the future, or getting caught in negative thought spirals? We all have that inner voice that can be incredibly self-critical and destructive if we let it run wild. But here's the good news, the Gita also offers a solution. It teaches us that we don't have to be victims of our minds. We have the power to train our minds to cultivate inner peace and clarity, even amidst the chaos of life. How do we do this? Krishna emphasizes the importance of practice. Just like we train our bodies through physical exercise, we need to train our minds through mental and spiritual practices. He speaks about the power of meditation, of mindfulness, of focusing our attention on the present moment rather than dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. He also emphasizes the importance of surrender, and in that surrender we find peace. The Bhagavad Gita is not just a philosophical text meant to be studied and admired from a distance. It's a practical guidebook for living a more meaningful and fulfilling life, even amidst the challenges of the modern world. So how do we take these ancient teachings and apply them to our 21st century lives, filled with deadlines, technology, and endless distractions? Firstly, start your day with stillness. You don't need to become a monk and meditate for hours. Even just 5 minutes of quiet reflection each morning can make a world of difference. Use this time to connect with yourself, to set an intention for the day, or to simply observe your breath and cultivate a sense of inner peace. Next, shift your focus from reward to mastery. In a world driven by external validation, it's easy to get caught up in chasing likes, promotions, and achievements. But the Gita reminds us that true fulfillment comes from the pursuit of excellence, from the joy of learning and growing. So, focus on mastering your craft, whatever it may be, and let go of the need for external validation. Remember to respond, don't react. Life is full of triggers. But the Gita teaches us the power of pausing before we react. The battlefield Arjuna stood on is the same one you and I stand on every single day. It's the battlefield of the mind, the heart, the soul, and the Gita's wisdom. It's not locked in some temple or reserved for sages. It's for anyone who's ever asked, what is the right thing to do? Who am I, really? And how do I find peace, even in chaos? You don't need to leave the world, you just need to wake up within it. This is the power of the Bhagavad Gita. It's about recognizing that the answers we seek are already within us. It's about living with intention, acting with purpose, and connecting with the deepest truths of who we are. This is lost knowledge, unlocked. Now it's your turn to unlock it within yourself. If you don't like mainstream stories but love hidden truths, then hit subscribe and join us. Welcome to Lost Knowledge Unlocked. Here, we delve into history's forgotten corners and uncover hidden gems from science and philosophy. If you've enjoyed our journey today, don't forget to like and comment below. Now, for the real treasure, hit that subscribe button. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and join us in our quest to unlock the world's lost knowledge. And remember, every like, comment, and subscription helps us bring more untold stories to light. Keep exploring, and let's unlock the secrets together.